Good morning, students. Hope you are keeping fine at home and enjoying. Today it is raining outside. Weather is cool. Is it? Okay, cool, and also little humidity is there. And the weather condition is quite humid today. And so please open your take your history book. Okay, take your history book and open page number 40. All those who have done it, for them it will be a type of revision, and for those who have not yet started this Chinese civilization, lesson 4, we will do it from the beginning itself. And so just to recap the whole civilization, the ancient civilization, we have the 4 main great civilization of the world, beginning with Mesopotamian civilizations. Okay, Mesopotamian civilizations. Then comes Egyptian civilizations. Then comes Indus Valley civilizations. And the last one is Chinese civilization. Okay, Mesopotamian civilization, Egyptian civilizations, Indus Valley civilizations, and Chinese civilizations. And so these all are called also River Valley civilization. Why? River Valley civilization, it is called because they have developed or they have flourished at the bank of a river. Now, you know for certain why, what is the use of getting flourished at the bank of a river? Why? Water is life. As you know, water is life, and river that were perennial. Rivers that were perennial, that means water flowing in the river throughout the year, they are the selected ones. And so what happened is the civilizations, people started settling at the bank of the river for water for various purposes. Do you understand? And so it has become the River Valley civilization, and the life have developed at the bank of a river. So I want that all of you should know the civilization and the river at the bank of which the particular civilization have developed. So remember that in the Mesopotamian civilizations have developed at the river of, do you know which rivers? There are 2 rivers. What is that? In between? Tigris and Euphrates. And the Egyptian civilizations, you know that very well. Which is the longest river of the world? Do you know? Yes, it's Nile. And so Egyptian civilization flourished at the bank of river Nile. And so the Egypt is the gift of Nile. It is said that Egypt is the gift of Nile. It is not that Nile is the gift of Egypt. No, Egypt is the gift of Nile. Okay. And Indus Valley civilization flourished at the bank of river Indus. It is our civilizations. It is our Indian civilizations. The bank of river Indus. It flows from Himalaya and drains into the Arabian Sea, comprising of 7 rivers, Sapta Sindhu. And you please find out the names and learn the names of the 5 rivers that join the Indus River. That they are the tributary to Indus. Okay, so remember that, and to find out, that is River Indus. Today we are going to discuss about the Chinese civilization, and it has flourished at the river Wang He. In our book, in this book, it is written Wang He, not Wang He, Wang He. I have studied, or even your parents might have studied history, and they have studied the river. Name of the river is not, those days we were saying Wang Ho River, Wang Ho, not Wang He. We have learned Wang Ho River, not Wang He. Now today I have to teach you telling the name Wang He River, Wang He River. Okay. Anyway, it's a historian. It's a history. The history of Chinese civilization has traditionally been divided into periods ruled by dynasties. Indian history is Indian rulers came, especially the Delhi Sultanate was ruled by 4 major dynasties. Okay, beginning with slave dynasty. Okay, so and ending with Sayyid dynasty. So in between or 4 dynasties, and these 4 dynasties. So let me refer it, whether it is 4 dynasties or 5 dynasties. Delhi Sultanate. So Delhi Sultanate is comprised of yes, 5 dynasties: Slave dynasty, Khalji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyid dynasty, and Lodi dynasty. These are 5 dynasties. So Chinese civilization, please don't get confused and mixed up with all that, a little bit that are pertaining to this I am telling you. Just what is there in the book you learn, and what I am explaining. Okay, but I have told you to learn. If I have told you to learn those names, please learn. So Chinese civilizations also was ruled by the various dynasties, as the Delhi Sultanate in India was, and the other Hindu kings, Hindu rulers also belong to certain dynasties. So various dynasties. So what is these dynasties? Dynasties are a group of people, a tribe of people. They elected the king, the one powerful person who was elected, who was well-built body physically, and also well-built physically, and also he was had got great leadership quality. People chose those people as a king, and then kings later on, they were succeeded by their sons and the sons and the grandsons. Okay, so this is what the dynasties, tribe people, a group of a similar type of people formed a group that became a tribe, and they choose one leader, became king. Simple as that. And that group name is also the name of the dynasty. So that is the dynasty. For example, here this Chinese civilization. In Chinese civilizations, mainly this Chinese people were ruled by mainly 3 dynasties. Mainly, they were ruled by 3 dynasties. They were, that is the Jia dynasty. Jia dynasty, XIA, Jia dynasty. That is 2070 BC to 16 BCE. Next one, second dynasty was Shang dynasty. That is 1600 BCE to 1046 BCE. Third dynasty is Zhou dynasty or Zhou dynasty. ZHOU. Zhou dynasty, that is 1646 to 770 BCE. Okay, Surely, after that also certain dynasties followed, but they are not mentioned. What are mentioned are three main dynasties: Xia dynasty, Shang dynasty, and Zhou dynasty. We'll come across the name, other names also, but these are the important dynasties. Did you understand? So Chinese people, they settled at the bank of a river. Ancient Chinese people, they major settlement was at the bank of river Wanghe. Other river was also what called Yangtze River, and Yangtze River also is another one river. Besides which other people also were the settlement, but major settlement was at the Wanghe River. That's why it is known as the cradle of the Chinese civilization. Cradle of Chinese civilization, because Chinese civilization flourished at that. So let us just go to the lesson. The legendary Xia dynasty, that is 2070 to 1600 BC, was apparently the first dynasty in China to be described in ancient historical record. Historical record, it is recorded. This dynasty marked the emergence of the states in ancient China. There was no states. Now state came to during this dynasty, Xia dynasty. Okay, ancient China, and the transformation from the Neolithic period. So it transformed. It started from Neolithic period. If you remember your last year lessons, that the Stone Age is divided into 4 ages. What are the 4 ages of Stone Age? So ancient Stone Age, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and Chalcolithic. So it's a Neolithic is transformed from the Neolithic age to the early Bronze Age. They were followed by the Shang dynasty. So Xia dynasty was followed by Shang dynasty, which existed from 1600 BCE to 1046 BC. The earliest historical dynasty. These are the earliest historical dynasties. The Shang dynasty was succeeded by Zhou dynasty in 1046 BC. During the early Zhou dynasty, that is 1046 BC to 770 BC, the ancient Chinese civilization expanded culturally and politically. The political development took place. The kings emerged and kingdom began. After the decline of the authority of the early Zhou kings, the later Zhou period witnessed competition for power between states, resulting in political turmoil. That means when the state came, kingdom emerged, statehood started, then what happened? The king emerged and then kingdom established. And so when they saw that king is more powerful, the other powerful people also would like to be a ruler. And so there was a fight. There was a competition between the powerful people, powerful kings, and powerful state heads. And so there was a there was a statehood, and then there was a political turmoil. What is this political turmoil? The rulers started fighting for power, especially for power among themselves, and there was a confusion. There was a chaos. The people were not looked after well, and so there was a power of succession, and so people, they wanted to be king, powerful one. So how do we know that? We have got the sources. We have got the sources. Now, the history of China have been recorded back to 4000 BC. Okay, this is a written record. So, sources in historical sources, there are two historical sources: archaeological sources and literary sources. Archaeological sources, that means all the old parts, the old remains of the old things used by the ancient people. For example, if they have built the house, then the part of the pillars or the poles or the if they have got the house's utensils, the vessels, the bones and the fossils, if they are dead and gone, no good, no stress. And if it is found a bone, from there we come to know what type of people were living, around what time they were living. All this can be traced back through the DNA test. Nowadays we have easy access because of the DNA test. Scientists have developed a test known as DNA test. And so with that small piece of matter or things, maybe the rock, the pillar, or the utensils, or the cups, the arms and the tools that they were using, or the bones and the fossils that they is found, that was under the earth, then they dug out. These are, and through them we come to know. And so these kind of sources of information that we get from these things is known as archaeological sources. Do you understand? It's known as archaeological sources. Next sources we have in history is the written. Literary sources means written sources, written record. That is literary sources. Now, literary sources, earlier it was divided into two parts. One is religious and the other one was secular. Religious means in the beginning when people started writing, they wrote about the religion, God and its creation, not about the physical of the world things, that is what is there in the world, not of the people, not of the plants or the animals, but they wrote about the religious things, about God, the powerful one, and those are known as epics. You know that what is, you find out. If you don't know the word meaning of epic or the what is epic, sometimes try to see in your dictionary also. And so that is called epic things, the religious stories. That is called the first literary sources. Second one is the secular, what is written about the created ones, what is known, what is there in the world, especially the history of a human being, history of the human being, about them, their power, their bravery and all that. And then the story of the animals and the plants and all that is, or the things, the buildings or the mountains and all, these are all secular. Okay, records, market, economy, currency, about the king, all these are the secular writings. What pertains to the worldly things are known as secular writing. Do you understand? So we have these sources. Okay. The main sources for the study of the Chinese civilizations are written records dating back to 4,000 years. Records of the grand historian written by Shu Ma Qing, a Chinese historian of the early Han Dynasty. See that there is no Zhou Dynasty, nor Xia Dynasty, not Shang Dynasty. Is a what dynasty it is written? Yes, it is of the Han Dynasty. Serves as a good source. Han Dynasty, during the Han Dynasty, there was a Chinese writer known as Shu Ma Qing. He wrote about the early Chinese history, and this was the good source of history, Chinese history, it is said. Evidence has been found of human settlements going back to 8,000 years. Here 4,000 years is 8,000. We own that. 8,000 years around the famous Yangtze River and Wanghe River during the Neolithic age. Early human fossils as old as 1.3 million years have also been found in Chinese territory. Moreover, there are artifacts, all the jewelries, the art, and crafts that was made by Chinese, which helped historians to get a good idea about this civilization. So these are the two main sources. Archaeological, actually all these artifacts and all that, they come under the archaeological sources. But here mostly it is the written record that we come across to know about Chinese civilization. These are the written records. So dear students, please for today I think this is quite enough. So learn and don't take stress. Be happy at home, don't get stressed, and read some books. Okay, learn something that is taught by the teachers. We are sending today onwards, practically all of us will be making some small videos and sending to you, so that you see, don't see look at our face, but you see the try to understand what we teach. Okay, bye, be happy.